Shalom, and welcome to Challenging Torah, a project of the Malibu Jewish Center and Synagogue. This week is Parshat Truma, the portion of Truma. And in Truma we find the ultimate challenge for us as Jews and for all human beings. How do we incorporate and access holiness in our lives, the holiness that both surrounds us and is within us, a part of us, after we've had a peak experience? It's one thing to stand at Sinai, it's another thing to do the dishes. How do we access holiness in our lives? Even before we leave Egypt, God says, I will appoint times of holiness. First we are told, HaChodesh Hazeh, this will be the first of months, before we even get on the road. And from here we are to mark the times and the seasons and to bring holiness into our lives at very specific moments in time. We stand at Sinai and we hear the Ten Commandments, and smack dab in the middle, keep the Sabbath day, right? We have holiness in time, or as Avram Joshua Heschel would say, a cathedral in time. That's what Shabbat is for us. And then we had that moment last week when we talked about, wait a minute, we were just at Sinai, now we have a bunch of rules. What just happened here? Because this is holiness in action, our mitzvot. And we are given 10 at Sinai, another 603 along the way. Our lives embed holiness in our actions. But it's not enough. What we really need to find is space. And these portions, which deal with the Mishkan, the tabernacle, are about establishing holy space. How do we do this? God says, tell the Israelites to bring me gifts. Tell Moses, tell these people they are only to bring me gifts that their heart moves them. They need to be a part of a process. And bring me purple and crimson and gold and copper and blue and scarlet, all the yumminess of life. I think of it as reflecting the aurora borealis that maybe some of us have been privileged to see. This is the best we can do on earth. Bring it to me as your heart so moves you. Everybody needs to participate in some way. Even the neighbors back in Egypt who actually gave a lot of this stuff, right? We come to the moment of building the Mishkan. But we have a debate. And this is a debate of 2,000 years of scholarship between Rashi and Ramban and everybody else who weighs in. Are these portions? There are 4 portions about the building of the tabernacle, and sandwiched in the middle, 2, 1, 2, 2, we get the story of the golden calf. Is this building project to keep these people together? Or is this the natural outcome of, we have Sinai, we need to take Sinai with us, gather all the goodies that you can and make me a holy space, because you can't always be at the holy mountain. There's a lot to be said for the fact that this is really a reaction to the golden calf. Because with a God that is invisible, a God that can't be held or smelled or touched, the people lose it very quickly and build a calf because they need something to hold on to. And perhaps God says, fine, we tried holiness in all space. They need a space they can enter and understand that this is a mikdash, a place of holiness. So God says, either way, Asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham. Make me a sanctuary, a holy space, and I will dwell within them. Not with you, but within you. God dwells in our hearts if we allow the space. God dwells in this space. The Hasidim talk about making like a little mother-in-law apartment, right? Make a space for me here. But really what God is doing, I believe, is using the building of the Mishkan as an enclosure. The space is space. All of the beauty around it is just as a holder for this space where God and the Jewish people can basically hang out with each other, whether it's through sacrifice or prayer or just an adoration of the beauty around them. Make me a space in your heart, God says, and I will dwell within you. The Torah portions will continue as we see God as builder. God is a fantastic architect. Moses isn't so smart about getting it. He tries first with fire, four colors of fire. Moses, watch this. We're going to do a menorah. Moses doesn't get it. Finally, he etches it on the palms of his hands. And Moses is like, I don't really understand the diagram. And there will be many, many hands that will build this tabernacle. But at the center of this tabernacle, in the holiest of the Holy of Holies, are the cherubs. The cherubs who are on the kaporeth, the ark cover. Those cherubs face each other, wings outspread, and God says, there I will meet with you and impart to you from above the cover, from between the two cherubim. The vacated space between those two cherubs is the holiest of holy space. And it is in the empty, in the void, in the silence that we really access God. May we find that space in our hearts. May we find that space in our holy sanctuaries. Please join us in our sanctuary as we continue this discussion on Shabbat morning at 9:30. Shabbat Shalom.